Pablo Bello, and welcome to Tiempo Latino, a show for the Hispanic community of West Michigan and of course, for the general population. Let me introduce myself. I'm a journalist. I went to Wayne State to study journalism. I've been working for several newspapers all over the country, and now I'm here in Grand Rapids doing Tiempo Latino. Tonight we're going to talk about the Day of the Dead, Día de los Muertos. This is a tradition with around 3,000 years in Mexico and another 1,000 years in Central America, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras. But in Mexico, we celebrate the Day of the Dead with an offering, with an altar, with bread, with food, with some of the favorite objects for our family who has passed away already. The main concept is to honor our ancestors, honor our parents who passed away, our grandparent, grandfather, grandmother who passed away. So this is the way we honor our family members who already passed away. With an offering, we put some of the favorite food, like as you can see. We put pictures of our family, like the director of the show of CTV, Mark Dickerson. He brought one of his pictures of his grandmother, great grandmother. Her name is Janet Bissell, and also we are honoring Jeff Smith.
And his grandmother, Dorothy Robinson.
And his grandmother. And we have our guest tonight is Cindy Hicks. How are you, Cindy?
Very good.
And Raymond Trujillo.
Hi.
And Elmer Chavarria.
Hi.
And we have also Marcelino Vicente. How are you, Marcelino?
Doing all right tonight. Enjoying it.
He has one of the costumes of the Aztecs. You can see this is one of the costumes they used to use. Can you explain that, Raymond?
Okay,
You're more familiar.
First of all, my name is Raymond Trujillo. I'm a dance instructor. I'm a folkloric dance instructor. And today, like Pablo said, we're going to celebrate the Day of the Death, which is represented by the four elements of an earth. The paper mache and all the bells represent the wind. The beverages represent the water. The food represents the earth, and the candles represent the fire. And as you see, Pablo already said that we are honoring our friends, family who passed away. I want to explain a little bit that this week my best friend, my brother, passed away. And I want to honor Jeffrey Smith and his grandmother, and Dorothy Robinson. And right here we have one of the costumes from the Aztecs. We're not going to present that many dances tonight, but we're going to show some Mexican folklore to show our happiness during the Day of the Death. We say it's a celebration of spirit, more spiritual, and
to honor our family members,
yes,
right? Our friends, our families.
And like Pablo said too, we bring our in memory of the people who passed, all the food they used to love to eat when they were alive. And for my friend, I brought, he used to love a lot of fruit, so I brought some bananas and apples and oranges. He also used to love the Mexican mole, and I didn't bring it today because I don't know how to make it. But there's some things that maybe Alcohol.
Like we have
Everybody loves alcohol.
Elmer Chavarria brought some a bottle of aguardiente,
Aguardiente to
Aguardiente.
represent.
something like tequila.
Yeah, it's between and the rum and the tequila.
Yeah, rum and
And
tequila.
also I bring a picture of my grandfather. He passed away about 2009, and he was my father figure. He raised me, and then he liked to drink sometimes the Azteca Especial, and he was his favorite drink. And also I bring a picture of him, and I bring a kite that symbolize the people that passed away
Here behind us, right?
behind us. And I am from Guatemala. I'm a carpenter. I learned from him. He teach me, and I just want to make him to be proud of me. And the kite symbolize the people that die either in accident or people that don't even have a birth yet and passed away. So our soul are kind of figure which way they go, and then that's why they fly the kites, and to bring peace and find like comfort and place to feel like they're gonna rest in peace. So
Yes, and other elements of the Day of the Dead is like, for example, the marigold. We call this cempasúchil in Mexico.
Cempasúchil.
This is tradition.
The flower of the traditional flower.
This is the traditional flower. Like there are places in Mexico, like Oaxaca, Mexico. It's a state in Mexico. This flower is. They put these flowers at the entrance of the house where you put your altar, all the way from the entrance to the altar inside of the house, to in some way to guide the spirits or your family.
They make like trails of flowers of marigold. Is the flower they use for the Day of the Dead, which is very traditional. But it depends on every state is how they represent the flower. Like in my state, where I live, borderline between Mexico and United States, we use a lot of the chrysanthemums, and we use the chrysanthemums and the gladiolas and daisies. It's most of the time in the borderline, and also we have a different way to celebrate the tradition of the Day of the Dead. We only
Every state in Mexico has a special way a singular way to celebrate the
Yes.
Day of the Dead. Like, for example, the north, where you are from.
The northern part of Mexico, we celebrate it with the flower. Our traditional flower is more like the chrysanthemums and the gladiolas and the daisies. We use the marigold, but it's more like the chrysanthemums and the gladiolas, which in Oaxaca and Michoacan, they use a lot of the
states of Mexico.
Different states of Mexico, Oaxaca and Michoacan, they use the marigold. The marigold flower, which is a native from those states, and that's the reason they have a lot of orange colors, because the bright colors they use, and the smell of the marigold that day is great, because the celebration, you go to the celebrations there, and the smell of flowers is
We're
great.
gonna play a clip about the environment, the festive environment that we live in Mexico. This is from a movie. It's from a movie. It's just to show you the
environment.
the environment, the festivity. You know, like this is very peculiar among Mexicans, because we have a different concept. When you die, we think that, according to our ancestors, your life continues beyond that.
That's when life starts.
Is when you live, and then when you die, you continue this trip
Yeah.
to other places. Like we have here, for example,
We need the sound on that. saw you in town. What? You were waiting for me. You knew, didn't you?
Yeah, right. Well.
1994.
Well, you can see this was one of the clips from Arrivals, a movie, but you can see like people with candles walking on the streets. This is how the people go to the cemetery, and then they go and celebrate our people. Oh, but by the way, the celebration is November 1st and November 2nd. And November 1st, we think that the spirit of the children are coming to our houses to see their family, and that's why we put like candy. We put like this sugar skull. These are very popular in Mexico. You know, children love this. It's pure sugar. Some are made of chocolate. We have
It's called actually what it is on the first November the 1st is they're celebrating the kids who died with on the birth, or kids who died without being baptized, and then that's when they celebrate on November the 1st, and they think that the kids come and visit their parents, and that's why, like Pablo said, we have skulls made of sugar, and to have the kids enjoy the sugar candies, and then on the 2nd we celebrate for the rest of the people who passed in our different forms.
the adults, the arrival of the
adults.
adults, the spirit of the adults. And we have also like this is very traditional in Mexico. Bread. This is pan de muerto, or it's called bread of the dead. This is,
The dead bread.
the dead bread.
Pan dulce de
This is
muerto.
with the you see some bones, simulating some bones. And
He's trying to.
and we have bread, we have candles, and we play music too.
Yeah, we also play music, and
And I'm gonna play some music for to celebrate
okay.
something very very festive for September, November 1st
November
and
1st.
November 2nd. Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia, y otra cosita, y arriba, ay arriba, y arriba, iré por ti, seré. Bamba, bamba. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. Bam, bam, bam. Para ser mi cuñado se necesita que me des a tu hermana. Que me des a tu hermana y otra
La más
cosita.
bonita.
Y arriba.
La más bonita.
Ay, arriba, iré por ti, seré. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. So this was just a song to illustrate what Mexicans do in November first, the second. People go to the cemetery, and there are musicians in the cemetery who are playing music for the family. They are there, and like my grandfather likes La Bamba. You tell the music, okay, of course you have to pay some money.
Yes.
And you say,
But
well,
see, like,
my grandfather likes La Bamba. Can you play La Bamba?
See, every like we're talking about, every state has a different, even countries, they have a different way to celebrate with their family who passed. Like in my culture, what we do in my state, where the way we do it, in the morning we go to the mass in a church, and then at 12 you get out of the church, and then you go buy flowers, like I said, gladiolas, chrysanthemums, or daisies, and you go and clean the tomb of the
grave, no?
the grave, and you clean, and you put flowers, and you stay there, you pray, and then the day is over. But in other states, like in Oaxaca or Michoacan, people go and bring food into the cemetery, and they eat there, they drink, they spend all night there and singing and celebrating. Like in Guatemala, I was talking to Marcelino. Marcelino is from Oaxaca. I mean, from Guatemala. And Marcelino is one, right now, Marcelino is my model right now to wearing the Aztec dance. But we were talking, and he says that in his country, they go, can you explain, Marcelino, what you guys do at?
He needs a microphone.
Oh, well, and he needs a microphone. Well, anyway, well, he was telling me that what they do over there, they go and celebrate, and they eat at the. Okay, there you go.
Well, what we do is that first thing in the morning is that we go and take flowers, and we take our families, our children, so we go to visit our passed away, and we just have fun with them. It's like, go and visit them again, and just have fun. It's what we do in Guatemala.
But what you told me about the bomb in the morning.
Well, the people, that what they do, they take some kind of fireworks, is how they call it, and they make the first one that gets on the cemetery. Well, it's the one that does that celebration, which is it's like people wakes up, and everybody goes, to celebrate. So it's a very special day. We celebrate in Guatemala. So I would like to be there now, but hey.
Do they put altars too? Put altars at the.
It depends. It depends. Some people they have like kind of money. Well, they do that. But like me, back then, well, we don't do that. We just like celebrate.
But they put an altar with fruit.
No, what they do, they
No,
go to the
it's-
cemetery, they clean the cemetery, and what they do, he was telling me that people who has, if the person, they take alcohol, like liquor, and then they pour it into the graveyard, and then and then the tomb, and then they drink, one for the person who visited them and one for the person who passed. And that's how they go. That's what he was telling me, right?
Yeah.
All the way around the cemetery.
What about you, America?
Well,
You're from Guatemala too,
Yes,
right?
I'm from Guatemala also, and this it's time to celebrate for our family that passed away and to be in a better life, and then. But 1 week before we go to the cemetery, we clean, we paint, because they are like cement, or some people go on the ground. So we clean, and it's the only day that we allow to spend the night in the cemetery. So there's party all night long. and then you bring the
November
food.
2nd or
First.
November
1st, yeah. And then you bring to the person you go visit what they like to eat, drink, and we play cards, like we call it naipe. So we play cards, and like musicians are there if you want to a little music to make the night short, and then that's what we do.
And of course, this can be very strange for Americans here, but you know, our traditions are different, you know, from Americans. Americans celebrate Halloween,
Right.
Yes.
and can you talk to us a little bit about Halloween and?
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you invited me on the show, Pablo. My name is Cindy Hicks, and I'm a realtor and an immigrant advocate in the community. And the reason that I came on the show today was talk about integrating cultures, because our next generation of next generation coming up in America, I just thought I'd let you know 70% will be biracial or multiracial or non-white. So 70% of our next generation will have another culture besides European culture. So this is like really, really fun here. And what I tell people when they ask about Day of the Dead, I remind people that, you know, you do have Memorial Day, right? We celebrate and think about our loved ones, but, you know, we're just hanging a wreath on the grave and having a barbecue. So this is like way more fun than a barbecue. You get to dance and drink, have fireworks. I mean, it's kind of like you get to make it your own, but very traditional. So I see it more of a merging of cultures. And that's when I read about Day of the Dead, that's you know, it's a mixing of indigenous and Catholic tradition.
Yes.
And you know, you get to, you know, eat all the food when you're done celebrating it.
Of course, food is the one of the biggest part of the celebration, because we cook. Well, I don't cook, but some people cook. Some of the favorite plates like mole, arroz, chicken, hot chocolate,
Yes.
bread, tortillas made by hand, fruit. There are special candies, like we make with the pumpkin, another kind of pumpkin. They make this sweet,
Camote.
sweet
Like with
pumpkin.
syrup, you dip it on syrup, and then you let it dry, and it becomes like a candy.
And then you put like milk on the pumpkin. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I forgot to tell you, we are dedicating also this show to the 43 students who disappeared in Mexico, in Iguala, Guerrero, a state in Mexico. The police arrest them, and nobody knows where are they. They just disappear, and this is causing a lot of indignation in Mexico, a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, because 43 students disappear by the police. The police took them, and nobody knows where are they. And there are many demonstrations right now in Mexico. A lot of discontent, a lot of anger about this fact. Well, but going back to the celebration of the Day of the Dead, what about if we play another song? You know?
Woo!
Yeah.
Sounds fun to me.
Luna que ves tu ventana, no sé si enamorada también de ella está. No, con tu luz no ilumine su faz, porque los celos matándome están. Tú me dijiste te quiero yo a ti, porque te alejas y te vas de mí. Ven, 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 dulce bien, ven a darme los besos de amor, que sin ellos no puede vivir mi corazón. Tú me dijiste te quiero yo a ti, porque te alejas y te vas de mí. Ven, 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 dulce bien, ven a darme los besos de amor, que sin ellos no puede vivir mi corazón.
Very nice.
Well, let's continue with our celebration. Oh, you gonna dance, Raymond?
Sure.
Can we have the music? Raymond, what are you gonna dance, Raymond?
Today I brought a dance called the White Wishes from Veracruz. And what the symbolism of this dance is, people from Veracruz, they live from the fish. They fish. And when they go up there, the men go fish and to cut out the fish to sell. It turns that sometimes they stay there for a long time. That the sun, it gets dark. So the wives of the wife of the people of the man, what they do, they stay in shore and they dance with candles. So that way their husband knows where they're gonna land when they come back from the sea.
Here comes the.
Curious what kind you read.
Oh, this is the microphone, Raymond. You have the microphone.
Sorry.
And
And that's what it is. That the women stay on shore dancing, waiting for their husband. They're coming from fishing, and they dance with candles at night. So the fisherman knows where they're gonna come back. And a lot of people, they think they're doing witchcraft, and that's why they call them the white witches from Veracruz. But because they wear white, because on the coast is hot, and so people they wear a lot of white clothing, and that's what I'm gonna show right now.
And what are you wearing, Raymond? What kind of? Can you explain what?
This is the costume. The costume from Veracruz. They have.
The music is on.
said, this is one of the dances, real traditional, like the bamba is one of them. This is like the well-known dance from Veracruz, La Bamba. And when they dance the bamba, it's two people dancing, and most of the dance they create a bow with a lady's scarf, and they do it with their dancing feet. And also this song that I just performed is one of the real famous one too, because they call it the White Witches from Veracruz, and it's not because they do witchcraft, it's because they dancing, waiting for their husband while they're fishing.
And do you know if there is any music for the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, Raymond?
Every state they celebrate their own way. Like in Michoacán, they have like the dance, the elders, la danza de los viejitos, which is they use masks, and it's traditional from Michoacán because they're celebrating the four seasons of the year. So there are four dancers, and one dancer is supposed to be a kid, which is the new year. So every is the four seasons, and the one on the youngest one, but and also they're celebrating the four when they have like in like the Aztecs. Also they also dance sacrifices, and also they celebrate the four elements, which is water, earth, wind, and fire.
And there are like going back to the altars. There are like 7 steps, no, Raymond?
Well, there's some different people do it. There's several different steps, but sometimes it depends on the people's pocket. How much?
This is the first step, right?
This is the first step, which is the
welcoming the
and all the way
the
to
family members. Huh?
Yes, and sometimes like us, we just did a simple one because we don't have a lot of time, and at least we want to show something to our audience. But yeah, there's several layers, and sometimes they have 3 layers, and every layer represent at this point I don't remember, is the earth, and then is heaven, and it goes in different layers. But one thing that I want to mention is that, like I said before, the drapery and all the paper mache and all that you see here represent the wind, and the liquor and all the beverages represent the water, and flowers, pictures, and all the elements that we see here represent the earth. And the candles represent the fire.
The fire.
Mm-hmm. And you see that in every culture, in every state, every indigenous, that was the main point, representing fire, water, wind, and earth. And in a different way, the symbolism. Like you see the voladores de Papantla in Veracruz. Oh, well, by the way, voladores de Papantla is from the state of Veracruz.
The flying man.
The flying bird, so the flying man, which is a real tall, like 100 feet high. I don't know. It's a pole, real high. And then on top of that, they have 5 dancers, which one is the sun, and then the 4. No, there are 4 of them, right? No, there are 5 of them. Yeah, one represent the sun, and the other represent the fire,
the water,
and also represent the north, south, and
East and west.
East and west. It has, and also the 4 seasons represent. So when those dancers are coming down, the poles start going into circles, and they start rolling their thread, the rope they have, and they turn 365 turns to get all the way to the ground.
Representing every day,
represent
right?
So and that's from the state of Veracruz. That's one of the dances they do for the celebration.
Well, how do you celebrate the Day of the Dead in your house?
In Tamaulipas, in the northern part, we celebrated with the first day, like he said we go and clean the graveyard, and then the next day we clean it up and then put maybe flowers and everything in there. Make sure that when we come back from the church, it's clean, and we spend time there and we pray, and also buy more friends and clean it so they can have. At the end of the day, those cemeteries are full of flowers, and we have like a wreaths made out of wax.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me invite our audience to call us if you have any questions about this celebration. Our phone number is 616-459-4881. If you have any question about this celebration, please call us and ask. We have our panel of experts.
So I just wanted to mention even the shirt that I'm wearing today is from my husband.
Huipil, no?
It's a huapil, yes. Thank you.
Huipil.
It's not just a shirt.
Es un huipil.
Huapil. Yeah, it's from my husband Elmer's country.
Guatemala.
Guatemala. It came
What
from his
region?
cousin.
Mayan.
It's Mayan, but what region in Guatemala?
Center, like
Central Guatemala?
yeah, central.
This takes
Wow.
almost 1 year for someone to make by hand. It's a hand crochet, like embroidery, the whole entire thing. And it's very heavy. It weighs a lot of, like over a pound. And traditionally, the women there from the indigenous areas that live in the mountains would wear a corte, and it's a very thick fabric, such as right here, and it's woven together. But a lot of women in the city like to wear long skirts or even jeans now. And anyways, I wore this to honor them, not in any way to be disrespectful, but just to try to help integrate culture and bring the two together. And my husband has one of the more traditional shirts on. It's nice and cottony because it's very hot there. I went there and it was 110 degrees.
In Guatemala?
So yeah.
Yeah.
By the coast, right?
No,
Right.
in the center.
Center.
Oh, center?
In the valley.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, El Valle de las Rosas. So yeah, it's like pretty much cotton. Like he said, it's like so hot, and it's why people wear white. They will use more cotton, so they don't make you so hot.
And how do they celebrate the Day of the Dead in your house?
In my house, we make molletes. Molletes are made out of the sweet bread. You frozen it. You cut it in half and you frozen it, and then you dip it in like egg, and then you cook it in like sugar cane, and then it's kind of like a momias. They call them momias.
Momies?
Yeah. So they call them molletes, and also we have the more expensive plate vegetables and all kind of meat in it. They call them fiambre. So they have like sausage, ham, and all kind
I
of
call
meat.
in English
Chicken.
those,
Salamis.
you just put like on a wire, no?
No,
On a
it's
wire, no?
it's like escabeche, like
Oh.
you marinate with vinegar and salt and onions,
Yum.
carrots,
Oh, the ceviche.
all that kind of stuff.
I'm getting hungry now.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and what about if I play another song? We keep celebrating this.
Right.
Anticipating the celebration for November 1st, November 2nd. Oh, but you know what? I want to tell you about how we celebrate in Mexico City. It's very similar. People go to cemetery, they bring flowers, they clean, they pay someone to clean the tomb and to clean the place. Some people clean by themselves, and they bring food. They bring the favorite food of the person, the deceased. They bring mole, they bring carnitas, they bring alcohol, beer,
Oh, we're getting
tequila, if they have. They bring candies. All the children, this is very special for children because there are tons of candy for the children, traditional candy. and they also have the custom of making these boxes with you know those shoe boxes. They make holes like similar like a face, like a skull, and they go to the street and they tell you, can you help me for to buy my sugar skull? And some people give you money.
One thing that I remember that we do in school, when I remember when I was younger. In school, what we do this like verses, you know, and they about making fun about like rhymes, and you have to do
of
that
course.
like calaveras, called it, you know.
Calaveras literarias.
Yes, literarias.
These are verses
Verses and they
you
rhyme.
make to make fun of politicians, to
Or
make
your
fun of
own friends,
yeah.
your own
make
friends.
fun of your friends.
Yeah, and also
Have
we
that?
also make a lot of cartoons. We do cartoons and we put it with the skeleton. Depends on the person. If the person he was a dancer, and then you make something rhyme with that something that rhymes with a dance, and then you put a dancer with a a skeleton, and you know it was.
Yeah, that's a very, very important tradition. We create verses for November 1st, November 2nd. We make fun of the politicians. You know, they are very corrupt in Mexico.
Well, not only a
Everywhere.
politician, but just
Actors,
friends,
actresses,
Your neighbors.
friends, whoever you want to make fun, you wrote these verses.
La
they have
suegra.
to rhyme.
Yeah, that's right. Anybody,
Your
Your mother-in-law.
they have to
It
rhyme.
doesn't matter the size of the verse, but they had to rhyme, you know. And you make fun of this, of your neighbor,
We call them boletines.
your mother-in-law.
Boletines,
In
No,
Guatemala are
uh-huh.
called boletines. In Mexico, they are called calaveritas
Calaveras.
literarias.
What do they have in the other part of Guatemala?
So what about?
Oh, what about over in Guatemala, Marcelino?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just.
How do they celebrate in your house?
Well,
the day of the
at my house we celebrate. It's cooking like how you call this, squash,
Squash.
Yeah.
pumpkin?
pumpkin. Yes. I don't know how you call them.
Sweet potato.
Yeah, that too. And
Camote, no?
Yep.
The sweet
Eh,
potato.
it's another.
¿Cómo le
fruit
llaman?
that-
Yuca en Guatemala?
No, it's no.
No, it's
¿Cómo se llama la?
Chayote.
chayote. Oh, yeah.
So it's just
You boil
Some kind of
just boil it. That's it. And
squash, no?
like a squash, but it's a hell of a prickly. It's like real.
And it's like traditional that that day.
Ayote en dulce, huh?
Yep. And it's all we do. It's all we eat that day. I mean, I guess it's just a tradition thing to do. We eat that. We take those things to the cemetery and eat them, you know, with our passed away. And it's a very special day. It's like when our families get together, talk about what we did before when there was our passed away lived, you know, and it's a very special day. A lot of alcohol, you know, people drink alcohol. They got like in the cemeteries, a lot of people goes there to sing like marimba.
Or la marimba.
Yeah,
So
marimba.
It's very tradition
instrument,
thing. Yep.
Very traditional from Guatemala,
Yes.
right?
So that's
It's
what.
like a xylophone, no? But
Giant xylophone.
giant xylophone. And
So yeah, if you got money, you pay that person so they can come to your little place and play some music for your passed away. So it's very that's how we celebrate, you know, in the
yeah,
part
like in
of
Mexico, mariachis, trios.
We have the norteño accordion
in the north.
in the northern
you know,
part.
Polkas.
Yeah, polkas.
Polkas because the Polish immigrants arrived to Mexico, right? And more to the central, there is mariachi. This mix of indigenous instruments with Spaniards instruments, Europeans instruments.
Yes.
And more to the south. all
And
the
then
way
more to the south, have the same marimba.
we
and
have
Marimba.
no?
Yeah,
That's,
like
that's
Chiapas
very,
and all that
unique,
one.
all that area.
yes. I guess the marimba. believe so. It came from Maya.
Yeah, from
Maya
Mayans.
culture, which is
Bolipso?
and
What is that?
He believed so.
Oh, Bolipso? What?
Believe.
He believed that the
Oh,
marimba
I'm
came
sorry,
from
sorry.
from the Mayan culture.
Oh, it came from the Mayan culture.
and so that now it's a lot of marimbas. It's very traditional on this time of the year. So
Oh, nice. Well, now I'm gonna play another song.
Okay, just play.
Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera.
Se pintó la.
Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la
Pinta
palma.
una maraca.
Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Y antes de morir me quiero echar mis versos del alma. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Mi beso es de un verde claro y de un carmín encendido. Mi beso es de un verde claro y de un carmín encendido. Mi beso es un ciervo herido que busca en el monte amparo. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Con los pobres de la tierra quiero mi suerte yo echar. Con los pobres de la tierra quiero yo mi suerte echar. El arroyo de la sierra me complace más que el mar. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Bueno, pues ya casi se acerca la hora del fin de este programa. I'm talking in Spanish.
How about some announcements?
This is almost the end of the show.
Well, I want to make an announcement about
Yes.
we are getting ready for the celebration for Virgin of Guadalupe in December, and we, as you see here, that's the reason I brought Marcelino with the Aztec dance. If anybody wants to join the Aztec dance for celebration for the Virgin Guadalupe, we are taking names and numbers. You can call us at my number is 616-560-9670.
More slow.
Oh, we have a phone call.
We have a phone
Can you
call.
say your phone number one more time?
Yes. Hello, hello.
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 Hi. I wanted to thank you so much. I really enjoyed your show tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. What is your name?
My name is Nancy, and I wanted to say that, here it seems that we fear the dead, we mourn the dead, and this idea that you have of celebrating and embracing and welcoming your dead is really a revelation to me. And of course, in any culture, the older we get, the more dead people we know.
Yes.
So
true.
it makes me feel much better about all of us who have passed and will pass in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nancy.
Okay.
Thank you, Nancy.
If I can mention a lot of in the American culture for mainstream Christianity, in the book of Genesis, it does talk about death being seen as a curse instead of something that you celebrate. So the intermixing of culture is such a wonderful way that Americans that are typically more fearful of this part of your life can
Because
engage in.
eventually, actually, it was from the Aztecs. The Aztecs had a celebration of a number of celebration before, like they have celebrating the day, people who passed, just born, people who got killed. It was another day. People who he wasn't.
Sick, no?
Yeah, so they had like a week of celebration, so everybody fit in one day. Like for people who die out of, for example, cancer, where at that time they didn't know, but people who died from leprosy, they put them in one day. All these people celebrated on this day.
Wow.
People who like the kids who born dead, they were celebrating another day, and everything comes from the Aztecs. Eventually.
Yeah, and we wanna tell to our audience, the people who's watching us, this is a celebration from another culture, from the Mexican culture, from the Guatemalan culture, the Mayan culture. The Mayans used to live they live in Guatemala.
And the Aztecs.
The Aztecs in Mexico
Yes.
City, the Purépechas in
Michoacán.
Michoacán, other cultures, Totonacas in the state of Mexico, Estado de Mexico. We have many different peoples. They live in Mexico, indigenous.
I wanna say before the show finish, I wanna thank Smith family for letting me use my best friend's picture and his information about him to share to other culture. I want to thank the Smith family for letting me have this moment and celebrating my friend. And also, I want to, like I was mentioning, I'm going to give my number for people who want to join the Aztec dance.
Of course.
For the
Yes.
Lady of Guadalupe. My number is 616-516-9670. 616-516-9670. If anybody wants to join us, give me a call. We have space for you, and we teach you how to do all the steps. And it's an enjoyable thing that we can do, and also be proud of our culture.
Why do
Well, we want to make another announcement. We want to thank Tacos El Cuñado of La Bridge Street, because they donate some tacos for the staff and for the guests. We ate them already, but I think there are more for the guests. And excuse me, what would you say?
I wanted to let people know that if you want to come and celebrate Day of the Dead, there's a few things going on around town.
Oh, of
There is the
course.
marketplace, the brand new market right down here. You just Google the marketplace, and that starts at 8 p.m. on Friday. That would be the 31st on Halloween. So instead of Halloween, or after you take the little kids trick-or-treating, go take them it's a grown-up thing. Go down to the marketplace and enjoy some Latino music. And Saturday is Founders. They're going to host...
Cabildo is playing.
Cabildo is playing Day of the Dead. And, also keep in your mind, as I advocate, remember all the families and children and adults that die crossing to get here to find a new way of life. And
Yes, we would like to dedicate this show also for all the people who die in the border.
So,
All the immigrants that die in the desert, looking for a better life in this country, a
Yes.
better life for their parents, a better life for their children, a better life for to send money to Mexico. And we want to thank our guests, Elmer Chavarria, Marcelino Vicente,
Thank you.
Raymond Trujillo, Cindy Hicks, and Pablo Bello. Say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
Hay taquitos ahí, ¿no? James, can you take a picture?
Yeah, awesome show, guys. That was cool.
Ooh, the microphone, man.
Didn't even get in the picture, huh?
Oh, come on, how about, I was gonna say, come down here. Here. Squeeze in, yes.
1, 2, 3. One more. Ready?
One more, one my camera, one more.
1, 2, 3.
Cheese!
You better share that on Facebook, Pablo.
Yeah.
And tag all of us. Elmer, do you
Okay,
have
ready, guys?
Pablo as a friend?
Taking pictures. Go, 1, 2, 3.
Another one, another one.
One more. Ready?
Cheese!
And cheese.
Whiskey.
Thank you, thank you.
Wait, he's getting one more.
Oh.